I led my party to victory under Buhari.
Yeah.
Right? I was able, with my colleague in the National Working Committee, we were able to fix the leadership question of the National Assembly, both the Senate and the House of Reps, effortlessly, considering what happened under my predecessor, Chief Oyego, where the party position turned out to be different from what the members of the Senate did. We fixed it effortlessly. Our president didn't have to run around the country to talk to people. We do the marketing, explanation, persuasion, all the tools available to manage the democracy. Once the system stabilized, I was sacked through a Zoom. And when people couldn't get me removed democratically, they claimed that 8 members of my ward signed a petition to the effect that they passed vote of no confidence on me. And on that basis, they took the matter towards Justice Senchi.
Could one of the most controversial Senate suspensions in recent Nigerian political history have been built on a flawed process? That is the question now making the rounds after former Edo State Governor and Senator Adams Oshiomhole made a startling allegation. According to Oshiomhole, signatures on the Senate committee report that led to Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's suspension may have been forged or improperly added. If true, it raises serious questions about transparency, accountability, and trust within Nigeria's National Assembly. But what exactly did Oshiomhole say? Who did he mention? And why is this issue once again putting the spotlight on the procedures of the 10th Senate? Let's break it all down. Hello everyone, and welcome back. If you're new here, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our political updates and analysis. Today, we're looking at fresh claims made by Senator Adams Oshiomhole regarding the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The allegations have reignited discussions about Senate procedures, internal accountability, and whether proper processes were followed in one of the most talked about disciplinary actions in recent years. Let's get into the details. During an interview on AIT's Democracy Today on June 15, Adams Oshiomhole raised concerns about the Senate committee report that led to the suspension of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan in 2025. According to him, there are questions surrounding the signatures attached to that report. Oshiomhole alleged that some signatures may have been forged or improperly added. This is a significant claim because the report played a central role in the Senate's decision to suspend Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for 6 months over what was described as misconduct following a seating arrangement clash in the chamber. Now, whenever allegations of forged signatures emerge in any official document, especially one tied to such an important decision, people naturally begin asking questions. Were proper procedures followed? Were all committee members genuinely in support of the report? And if there were irregularities, how serious could those irregularities be? These are some of the questions now being discussed. What made Oshiomhole's comments even more notable was that he didn't stop at making a general allegation. He specifically named Senator Ireti Kingibe. According to Oshiomhole, Kingibe denied signing the report. That claim immediately attracted attention because it suggests there may be a difference between the names appearing on the report and the individuals who actually endorsed it. If a lawmaker whose signature appears on a document says they never signed it, that naturally becomes a matter of public interest. It also raises concerns about how committee reports are finalized and authenticated before being submitted for consideration. Again, it is important to note that these allegations remain claims. At the time of Oshiomhole's remarks, the allegations had not been independently verified. Nevertheless, the comments have sparked fresh debate across political circles. Oshiomhole also suggested something else that has become a major talking point. He indicated that attendance sheets may have been used instead of proper endorsements. In other words, according to the allegation, signatures collected simply to confirm attendance at meetings may have later been treated as endorsements of the final report. That distinction is important. Signing an attendance register and formally approving a report are not necessarily the same thing. One confirms that a person was present. The other confirms support or endorsement of the contents of a document. This is one reason why Oshiomhole's comments have generated so much discussion. Many observers believe that procedural integrity is just as important as the final outcome of any decision. And when questions arise about procedure, people often revisit the entire process. Another important aspect of Oshiomole's comments was his agreement with Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele. According to Oshiomhole, the suspension of Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan represented the lowest point of the Senate chamber in the last 3 years. That is a strong assessment. When senior lawmakers describe an event as the chamber's lowest point, it suggests that they believe the incident had broader implications beyond a simple disciplinary matter. It speaks to concerns about institutional reputation, public confidence, and the image of the legislature. For many Nigerians, the issue goes beyond one individual senator. The larger question is whether the Senate consistently applies transparent and credible procedures in handling internal disputes. Now, some people may wonder why this issue continues to attract attention. After all, the suspension itself happened in 2025. The reason is simple. Questions about procedure rarely disappear once they enter the public conversation. When a major disciplinary decision is made, people expect the process behind that decision to be clear and beyond reproach. If doubts emerge later, those doubts can continue generating debate long after the original event. This is exactly what appears to be happening here. The latest allegations have reopened conversations about how decisions are reached within the Senate and how committee reports are prepared and approved. At this point, another important fact should be emphasized. The allegations remain unverified. There has been no announced investigation into the claims. There has also been no publicly announced probe specifically examining whether signatures were forged or improperly added. That means the discussion is currently centered on allegations and responses rather than confirmed findings. This distinction is important because public debate often moves faster than formal investigations. For now, the claims have generated conversation, but they have not yet resulted in any officially announced inquiry. Even without a formal probe, the allegations have already had a political impact. They have revived debate about Senate procedures. They have revived debate about transparency. And they have revived debate about trust in the 10th Assembly. Trust is a crucial component of any democratic institution. Citizens expect lawmakers to follow established procedures. They expect records to be accurate. They expect official reports to reflect genuine participation and endorsement. Whenever questions emerge about any of those areas, public confidence can be affected. That is why these allegations have resonated beyond the Senate itself. Another consequence of Oshiomole's remarks is that attention has once again shifted back to Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's suspension. The original disciplinary action became one of the most discussed political developments of its time. Now, with fresh questions being raised about the report that contributed to that suspension, the issue has returned to national conversation. For many observers, the discussion is no longer only about the suspension itself. It is also about the process that produced the decision. And in democratic institutions, process often matters just as much as outcome. The renewed debate has also brought back memories of subsequent legal developments. As many people will recall, court actions later affected aspects of the suspension. The suspension was eventually adjusted before Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan returned in September 2025. That history adds another layer to the current discussion. Some observers see the latest allegations as part of a broader conversation about decisions made during that period. Others view it as a separate issue focused strictly on committee procedures. Either way, the renewed attention shows that the political and institutional questions surrounding the matter have not completely disappeared. Looking at the situation objectively, the significance of Oshiomole's allegations lies less in the accusation itself and more in what the accusation represents. At its core, this is a debate about process. It is a debate about documentation. It is a debate about institutional credibility. When lawmakers begin questioning the authenticity of signatures on official reports, people naturally begin asking whether existing safeguards are strong enough. Whether the allegations are eventually proven or disproven, The discussion itself highlights how important transparency remains in public institutions. Public trust is easier to lose than it is to rebuild. And that is why allegations relating to official documents often attract widespread attention. As things stand, Adams Oshiomhole has alleged that signatures on the Senate committee report leading to Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's suspension were forged or improperly added. He specifically mentioned Senator Kingibe, claiming she denied signing the report. He also suggested attendance sheets may have been used instead of proper endorsements. The allegations remain unverified. No probe has been announced. However, the claims have revived debates about Senate procedures, trust in the 10th Assembly, and the events surrounding one of the most controversial suspensions in recent Senate history. Whether these allegations lead to further scrutiny remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. The conversation about transparency, accountability, and institutional trust within Nigeria's legislature is far from over. What do you think? Do these allegations raise legitimate concerns about Senate procedures? Or do you think more evidence is needed before conclusions can be drawn? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.